Marty for say hello, and we welcome back Mickey Duffy. How are you, Mickey?
Great, Paul. How are you?
I'm very, very good.
Glad to be back.
Delighted to have you back in here, Mickey, because was it pre-COVID you were here?
Pre-COVID, 2019, I believe.
Is that when it was?
We're back then, yeah.
And it was the first, when the song, the video came out, you were, it was videoed up around Barnes Gap, am I right?
Guardian Light.
It was amazing.
The one about the dog as well, Will
That's
Swimmer
right.
and me and all
Oh,
that.
that's right, that was class.
That was the kind of kickstart to it, really, that album, Think Twice.
It was.
You know, and everything was kind of going grand, you know, but then obviously is for one reason. You know,
But in fairness, Mickey, I don't know how you're doing, but to me it appears, you know, it's going all right for you. You're picking along and you're...
It's going fantastic, you know, especially since after the whole lockdown and stuff, I've been fairly busy. And it's all new music as well, and I think during that time I kind of put my efforts into writing again and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So
right.
I'm delighted with how it's came, and even the venues. I've been playing the Ballon and the RCC, and played Oakfield there at the Steam Sessions, and you know, a lot of great St Augustine's. And
as I said to you a couple of times, you know, you need to be headlining your own, because I always said, from the first time I heard you, I said, you should be headlining your own. There's no reason why you can't, you know, and it's great to see it.
Oh, well, I'm delighted, you know, and I remember the last time we both did meet, it was the Courthouse.
That's right.
And you actually said you should be up there.
Oh, without a doubt.
And then a week later, I was getting the call to go up and do it, because I loved that beautiful venue.
There was just like as Mickey Joe was saying, he's doing one there now with Paul Tully coming up, and I can't wait to go to that. But it's got that atmosphere on it, hasn't it? It's
beautiful,
everything,
especially for acoustic. You know, because it's all wood in there.
That's
you
right.
know, and you've got the old court unit, the stage and stuff like that.
Right.
Actually, in saying that, I was that night I played there. It was with Mickey's brother.
That's right.
Farmer Jim. He was there as well. So Mickey Hart's brother.
He's done the poem. Who's done the poem?
Paul Hannigan.
Hannigan.
He recited some poems that night, and one of them was So Yardo. And Jim picked it up and made a song out of it just quite recently there, and some song. It's brilliant. Wynne Campbell was there that night as well.
That's right. Lamb's doing well too. Is right.
Great night.
Come here. We're going to go straight into the song.
All right.
So the first one you're going to do first, Mickey.
Well, I have a few here I'll do for you. I've got the 8-year-old me and stuff.
Yes.
I might open with the first song I done with Terry when we went in, because kind of long story to that as well. I'd went in there with a book of songs to do, and I never done any of them, because whatever kind of happened to me in the studio, as soon as I'd left Terry after the first meeting and I got to the house, I had this one, wrote Demon Drink. I thought, we'll go with a bit of crack song. And this is the one, actually, Mark McLean was on it with the Telecasters and stuff like that.
Oh,
we threw everything at it for the fun, and it was a fun song.
Isn't it funny how that just come on you like that?
Crazy, and from then on, it's just been new song after new song, and I never touched any of the ones that I had going into doing. I just kept writing new songs, you know.
Right, when you're ready, Mickey, thank you.
Demon Drink. Here I am, a sinner, got a belly full of liquor and I'm out acting crazy. This week I said no more, now I'm lying on the floor looking up, thinking how well when. Now I'm up to my ass in long blade grass, searching for that wedding ring. She flew at me angrily when she found me out drinking again. The demon drink got me in trouble again. I don't know where it's all gonna end, but today I'm sober, full of shame. Weekend time, I'll be at it again. I'm the nicest guy you'll meet. Middle of the week, shaking everybody's hand. Weekend comes, you know what? Bound to hit the fan. When the bite comes on, that's it. I'm gonna like a bull to a big red flag. Let everybody down all across town. I'll be out acting crazy again. The demon drink got me in trouble again. I don't know where it's all gonna end, but today I'm sober, full of shame. Weekend time, I'll be at it again. Women done the best to tame me, little to no success. A day at a time from the hurt and wine, I tell ya, boy, I'm doing my best. But when the bite comes on, that's it, I'm gonna like a bull to a big red flag. Get everybody down all across town, I'll be out acting crazy again. Demon drink got me in trouble again. I don't know where it's all gonna end, but today I'm sober, full of shame. Weekend time,
Duffy. Do you know the thing about it? If you sat down to write a song, you probably couldn't. Do you know
Probably
what I mean?
I actually wrote that from the drive from his house to my own, and it's about 5 minutes, just something came on me. But
Brilliant.
it's actually funny. After I wrote, the boys said to me, Mike, no such things, demon drink, only demon drinkers.
Very good, very good.
So, I don't know.
Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable going into the studio?
Aye, definitely. Getting into a particular studio, you just kind of feel at home right away. And as I said, since I've been getting into this particular studio,
Terry McGinty's.
Terry McGinty's there, Valley Music Studio.
Yeah.
even Mickey Hart was in me. I'm there, and the boys where you all were in here, they've all been in and out, and we're all having a chat there about Terry, how great he is to work with.
Of course.
It's a wonderful studio. It's like home from home, you may say.
You see, that's important too, isn't it? Because if
Definitely,
you're going in somewhere as an artist, you have to, even you know the words of your song and the tunes, you still have to.
It's just when you go in, it's just there's a vibe,
yeah.
that you get immediately as soon as you go in there. And like I said, these are all new songs that I've written since being in there. So that in itself is telling me if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm happy here. You know what I mean? I've written some great stuff, and we decided to go with the album as well. And
how many songs do you think you've written?
I think in total.
In general, just roughly.
General, I don't know. I mean, decent ones, I'd say maybe 50 or so. But I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of penciled ideas and things to come back to. But I'd say completed well over 50 anyway.
Is that right?
To mess with, between the last album. But we're actually talking there because I have a lot of story songs as well. Stuff like my father was a great storyteller and stuff, and he was a musician himself. He played the accordion and fiddle and stuff like that. He was great for telling stories. Me and him, I used to get great crack with him, And a lot of the kind of stories from the past, like the one about the dog and all that kind of stuff, we were kind of sitting talking. Sometimes we in the studio we'd be picking and telling these, Terry be laughing, and we've kind of decided, later down the line after this album, we'll go with a story album, with all these kind of fun songs, like just from life, But
what you're saying is good. I find it as equally important when someone's performing that between the songs, it's equally as entertaining.
Well, this is it.
You'll
telling
hold them.
the story.
You'll
Sometimes
hold
I find the stories more entertaining than the actual song. And I was doing up in the station house here in Letterkenny, the Heritage Group.
Yes.
They're there, I think it's the last Monday of every month, and I've done a couple of sessions with them. And the reason for being there was because I was telling the stories before I went into the song. So I was doing all them kind of songs.
Very good.
And it was just fantastic nights. The crack was brilliant, and the crack of them was brilliant as well. It was great fun. Great fun.
And gee, this album, you have an album coming out now next month, is that right?
It's coming out mid-October. We're a song and a half away from completing it. And then we'll have the artwork and stuff like that to do with it.
And who looks after that for yourself?
Well, doing the most of it myself there and Terry. We've had a few great people involved. Like Mark McLean came in and done some guitar and banjo and stuff for us. And then we had Damien McGeehan, the fiddle player, he was involved. And then Pluto as well. Paul Gallagher, he done a bit with us as well. He done the steel and all that kind of stuff. And then Terry's multi-instrumental himself. With the drums and the bass, and I'm doing a good bit of the guitar and writing the songs, and we've got harmonies and everything going on, and I think just the whole atmosphere of the songs has really been, I think if you've got a good song, it'll kind of take care of itself.
Definitely.
I think the good thing about me and him sitting there is we just keep coming up with ideas about what to do with these songs that I've written.
Do you see, what songwriter or what songwriter would you sort of admire, look up to, or inspires you in such a way?
I grew up with so many, like say from my father. He was a great radio man. He would play these weird radio stations. I couldn't even tell you the name of them. And he was the kind of man who would have the radio on all night.
Yes.
Right
across Europe,
and I would be listening to people like Hank Williams and Merle Haggard and even great storytellers being at night. So I would be listening to all this, tired for school in the morning and stuff, but I couldn't stop. They took me to another world, these things. But then as time went on, I kind of fell into like John Prine, Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, Blaze Foley, all these kind of Americanas.
Townes Van Zandt. I followed a documentary about him, and then I listened to his music.
Brilliant, yes. He's unreal.
Unbelievable that it was simple music.
So simple.
Nobody could do what he does.
No.
He just delivered it so perfect.
It's amazing, like how, it was good that you said that you watched the documentary maybe first to understand the man, then go and listen to his music. Because I think there's I think maybe if you listen right away, you might be deterred, or it's very hard to even get a good performance from him, because he was always on the road. And
he didn't have he had his demons, like.
Oh, totally, Same as the rest of them, even the Guy Clark and all. But, I felt maybe they seemed to hang on to these demons. I think they were writing their best stuff. And maybe when they get clean, they were writing happy songs. maybe that could be the reason. I don't know.
Well, so what can we expect in this album? It's all your own songs.
It's all my own, and there's going to be a brave mix, between, like, so that kind of song there it was on, it's got a right kind of alternative kind of country vibe. There's a lot of great musicians involved, and it's going to be kind of cool. But then you've got the storytelling, the kind of alternative folk style with the likes of 8-Year-Old Me's and
I love that too.
making plans and stuff like that. And then the latest one we've been working on is more of an upbeat kind of alternative kind of modern style as well. So there's going to be something for everybody.
What I like, what I always say about if you come on and do an act and you don't have lively ones in the middle of it or something, you're going to lose people.
Oh, definitely.
And you want people, you want a foot going. You want to look down and see somebody's foot going at least. If they don't know the word, you're doing okay. But we're going to get another song for you after I go for an ad break. I'll give you a chance, maybe a retune or something. So the next one coming up, Mickey.
You know what? We'll go with the one that I just dropped there, 8-Year-Old Me.
See, when I heard it, and in fairness, you sent it to me, and I never listened to it. Never would listen to your music, and I say this genuinely, on my phone like that. I have to wait to get on, say, for example, a pair of headphones, so that you can appreciate it.
But this is it,
And 8-Year-Old Me took me to 8-Year-Old Me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's something there, from that time. I thought I was kind of a very imaginative kid as well, as you know. I told you about the radio story and stuff like that. And I could have been Superman one day, I'd be Tarzan the next Zorro or something. But every night,
I was Captain Scarlet.
You were Captain Scarlet. There you go.
Because he was indestructible.
Well, there's everything in it for everybody.
8-Year-Old Me on the way after this break. Don't go away.
Fleming doors, not flaming doors. Garage doors, agri doors, insulated doors, milking parlour doors. Fleming, providing engineering solutions since 1860. Fleming, 91 48 234.
Are you in need of treatment or on the HSE waiting list? Come along to our cross-border healthcare information drop-in clinic at Kingsbridge, Letterkenny, Scally Place on Thursday the 8th of September. Our cross-border team will be there from 10 to 5 p.m. to assist you with all your queries and could book you in for an initial consultation at either of our hospitals in Belfast or Ballykelly. Why wait? Email businessrelations@kingsbridgehealthcaregroup.com for further information.
Welcome back. Yes, indeed. We're in conversation with Mickey Duffy here, and not only does Mickey sing well, he talks well as well, which is a good thing. This is the latest. This is the latest single, Mickey.
It's the latest single for that. I would say this will probably be the last single I'll drop from the album until the album comes out. And this is 8-Year-Old Me.
So wherever you're listening tonight, right? Just if you can, just listen to the words of this, and you might connect with it if you're an 8-Year-Old Me. On your own time, Mickey.
Okay. I can fly high, run like the wind, wrestle an alligator, outgun the Terminator. I can sail the rough seas around this whole world, climb the highest mountain, tame a wild lion. Ain't nobody outsmart 8-Year-Old me. Well, I'm the sheriff of this town, the meanest gun around. My horse is the best, the fastest in the West. I'm a swashbuckling hero, a pirate of the sea, an avenger, a peacekeeper, a hero, that's me. Ain't nobody can outsmart 8-Year-Old me. But when it's time to say goodnight, I say, Mama, leave the light on for 8-Year-Old me. 8-Year-Old me. 8-Year-Old me. I'm the $6 million man. I'm Muhammad Ali. I take no prisoners. You can't escape me. I'm a Jedi in space. I can save the human race. I'm 007. In 3 years, I'll be 11. Ain't nobody can outsmart 8-Year-Old me. When it's time to say goodnight, I say, Mama, leave the light on for 8-year-old me. 8-year-old me. 8-year-old me. Well, now I'm old and gray, but I still got that fight. That 8-year-old hero, he always keeps me right. I see him sometimes as I lay down at night. He's jumping and he's fighting, keeping the world right. Ain't nobody can outsmart 8-year-old me. When it's time to say goodnight, I turn down the light and dream of 8-year-old me. 8-year-old me. 8-year-old me. 8-year-old me. Yeah, I dream of 8-year-old me. Thank you.
And I've said to Henry away from here, that's brilliant. I love that. And do you know the thing about it? I could see Wally Nelson singing that song.
Oh, I'd love him to sing it.
Do you know what I mean? I hear you know the way Wally Nelson sometimes goes from song to talk.
Yeah.
In the middle of it. I get that part of yours, which is nice.
Yeah,
Sort of
but
brings
that,
it in.
you know, if Wally wants it, give me a shout.
Well, Jimmy knows Wally well. So
Give him a shout there, Jimmy.
we'll give him a buzz.
No, I mean, I suppose that's just that, you know, I think it's all about pacing the song and let the story be told. You know, if you have a story to be told, and, you know, I think sometimes, you know, when you're writing something, you're onto something. You know, and 9 times out of 10 you would write something like that in short space of time, 5-10 minutes. It just comes. Most of my walking would be walking the dog, or my writing, sorry, would be walking the dog. I walk around there, Drumbo Woods in the morning.
Very good.
And a good day, I could have something by the time I start to finish. I've got it. Just
Good.
don't talk to me if you meet me, because I don't want you to lose it. You go in and
You should put it on your phone right
I
away.
do a dictate, but you look mad going through there. You're rhyming away things to
But
yourself.
I love that line there. Mama, leave the light on for 8-year-old me.
Well, this
You
is
know,
it, you're everything through
you're
the day.
Superman, you're 007, you're the bionic man.
Yeah.
But leave the light on.
Leave the light on
You know
at
what I mean?
night there, you know what I mean? That's kind of the genesis of it, that, you know, that's where I kind of took
That's
it
what I
from.
like. Your lyrics work right through that, you know. And you know, it doesn't. It's not to say it leaves. The story continues right through the song. I love
Just
that.
right through to old age as well, you know, where you turn down the light, but you dream of 8-year-old me. He's always, he never leaves you.
The things, then you start to think of the things you did do when you're 8-year-old me.
Oh,
You
listen.
said you can't say it.
I had to leave them things out of the song, like, you know,
Oh, well done.
sometimes
What-
the missus would still say, I'm still an 8, I go on like an 8-year-old still. I never really did grow up, you know.
Very good. Come here. Have you plans for the album launch or what's?
There is a plan, for the 5th of November at the Ballard.
Lovely.
Now, that'll be confirmed. You know,
Yes.
the date is obviously in the venue, but there'll be more information to follow that. You know, if it will go ahead, you know, but it's looking good. It's looking good, you know.
And
I think if I'm going to be doing that, it's going to be have to be with a full sound, you know, full band, stuff like that. You know? So that's the kind of, that's what we're working out.
do you know? I know what you're saying on that. But I suppose it's you're the performer. You want it to sound its best, and you want it to sound album quality.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
doing it, I get that. But I would genuinely say you could hold that show on your own with a guitar. You know what I mean?
Or even just a few, you know, percussions and you know, even acoustically it could be done, because the songs can be done, you know. So that's what I'm saying, is that we've kind of been in talks with Terry and a few other people, you know, that are keen on it, and they've enjoyed the songs and they're liking what they're hearing. But
Is this your first? How many albums have you done?
that'd be my second.
That's your second?
I done Think Twice, and I'd say Think Twice was really just kind of new ground to me. You know, it was like starting out, and you know, and I kind of just, it was actually after my father passed away in 2018. I kind of let it go. I let the album go, you know, and because he was always on me. You should be singing these songs. See that song about the dog. You should be. Some of these days you'll be in Ballard. And I'm like, aye, right, that, you know. So, but then when I get the call to go out to Ballard,
I remember before I went out, I was like, you were right, you know. I took a mummy, you know, and same with the mother.
And you know the thing about it, he would have enjoyed that too.
Oh, he would have. Oh, listen, he would have been in his element to see that, you know. So I think, you know, it was a kind of back bedroom album, quality-wise. You know, it was kind of done off on my own. I done a lot of the instruments, and I was messing around. But then a lot of people seem to like, you know, the realness of it.
There's a rawness there, you see.
There's a rawness to it,
That's, do you know this? You talk about Towns Van Dant. You know, there's nothing as raw as his albums. Like,
and even Blaze Foley, you can't get a decent, you know, album. All of it was just like chords that people have got here and there. But he wrote some of the most amazing songs.
You have to sit and listen to these lyrics. If you have never listened to them, check them out on YouTube. Where can people get your music, Mickey?
I'm on Spotify, all the normal distributed websites that are available, Spotify, iTunes, and anything that I have released will be there. Bandcamp is one as well, so everything's there. Or if they want to contact me on Instagram or Facebook.
You're fairly active on Facebook and stuff like that.
People can catch me there. I mean, before, I think that's kind of how it all started. It started on Facebook, just kind of fishing to see, because you never really know when you're doing original songs, or you know, does it have lines?
You're right.
You know,
you're right.
So, and it was only when I done like a few of them that people picked them up, even as far as ones, and a couple from America contacted me about the dog one. Can we cover it? And I was like, aye, you know. So you knew then there's something in
that's
these
what
songs,
I always say about Spotify. You know, you're certainly going to make no money out of it, but you can see where your music's going.
You can.
I know, and that's a big thing too. You know,
that's the only thing I would say. But the money sense, if you're in it for the money, you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. And
you have to be in it for the music.
Exactly, and musically you get more out of it. Like, don't you? There's no point in saying, you know. So they as I say, hopefully maybe November, and if it's not November, maybe it's not November. You know,
it'll be the new year. You know, I'm not going to. You know, I'm not a panicker anyway. So I think it has to be right. So no point in rushing something, going out half cooked, and you know, and it doesn't come across, because if you're trying to do a good show, you want to do a good show.
How long are you working on the album?
I've been working on this album now since last year. But there was never any. We never put a date in it. It was just the way things was going, you know, with the COVID crack, and nobody knew where we were going or coming or going. But I was always tinkering with these songs, and I was free to go in and out there to Terry, and we just seen a pattern building, you know, and we just said, look, there's something going on here. We're going to go with an album, you know. And then this last maybe 2 months, I think we've been kind of pushing the album side of it, and as I say, we're only a song and a half away from it. We've got everything picked.
Are you one of these people that, right, I'm going into the shed or under my room here to write? No, you just no.
It just happens. I don't think it's something you can force.
No.
I think if somebody said, "There's a pen and paper, go and write me,"
you couldn't.
Like, tell me a joke to a comedian, or you know, you'd be like, "Where do I start?" You know, it's just something. Everybody's got their own way, and I think it would maybe come from something maybe triggered in my mind that happened years ago, or like you know, like Howling at the Moon, for example. It was a pal of my dad's, Patsy. You know, he was known as the monster in Scotland. You know, in Glasgow, like, and he was some crack, this fella. For some reason, he looked like Jack Palance, you know.
Yes.
And for some reason, he came into my mind one day about these stories about him and his partner, like, so, and I was like, I'm going to write a song about this. And it was just the truth, you know. But breaking into something that makes sense,
of course,
you know, that the listener can follow and put the pieces together themselves. You know, that I think that's the.
Well, it's like every biographical film you watch, they're not word for word, because they have to play to the audience as well, but the general story's there.
The general story's there,
you know
and
what I mean?
I think a good song, you shouldn't have to explain it all the time.
No.
You know, it should explain itself, but then again, some songs could be doing maybe if they've got a backstory to it. Me personally, like you said earlier, I like sometimes what the artist has to say, and like, you know, some of these wee sessions that you go to in the Valor, like so Kimmy Rhodes came one time, I could have listened to her talk all day. You know, our songs were great, but our stories were fantastic.
There was Johnny McAvoy would come to mind for me, and I always loved my father. We used to go to Johnny McAvoy anytime he was here, but I loved his stories. I just loved his stories. You know, he was really, and I had the pleasure of meeting him and talking to him and talking about that. You know, and I just love these people that come on and tell you. You know, Charlie Lansford was very good at it. Charlie used to.
That's what I love about the stories, in a way. You know, especially if they're true. You know, or if some of them have a bit of mystery about them, but they could have happened. You know, so you know, so I think that's kind of where I'll pull the basis of my songs, and then everyday events as well, things that could be happening in my own life at that moment in time. Like we've all been through hard times as well. God knows after what we've all been through. You know, of kind of recent lost moments in 2020, and you know, and I feel like music's kind of been
a therapy.
It's therapy. It really, all these new songs have came from it. You know, you can either go one way or the other. You can keep pushing forward, and I think that's what they would have wanted. You know, they want the best for us.
Exactly.
And she loved the music, because even I used to go over and visit them every night and bring the guitar and sit and pick away, as you say, Willie Nelson.
In your mother's house?
Is
that right?
Used to go over every night with a wee guitar and sit and play songs. Play me this one. Do you know this one? You know, and have the crack. You know, so I think after, you know, when you don't have that to do anymore, but they love the original stuff, so I just keep pushing forward.
Good memories to have, Mickey, too, at the same time, isn't it? Lovely memories to have, you know, and cherish them. And do you know this? You're right to transfer them to music, really. You know, any wee story, even about going over and playing the guitar at night and saying, you know, there's a song in that too. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
you know,
there's a song about writing songs.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
there is. You know, there's a song about everything. Even you could be standing in the shop and somebody could say something that can just trigger something in your head, like, you know, and you say,
well, I'm waiting for that to happen to me. You're full of stories, but you can't put. What's the plans going forward on the album launch?
Well, I think
gigging.
I've been gigging, flat out gigging there since lockdown lifted, and you know, I'm thankful that I was, you know, because sometimes when you've got these songs, you don't know where to go with them because they're original, and it's a kind of niche audience.
Of course.
But you know, I done the Ghostlight sessions. I opened for Strawman and his show, and then I done the RCC there, and then St Augustine's. I played that twice. Like,
nice wee venue, isn't it?
Oh, I love
the
that
four
venue.
of us were down there. Brandon and Declan were down there.
That's right. They were in. I was actually there not long after them, a week after them. Amazing venue, you know. And then I've even been as far as Wales doing the narrowboat sessions.
Have you?
You know what I mean? I went over there. A mate that I hadn't seen for 50, because Mark Holdsworth, he does the narrowboat sessions. He contacted me. Would you come over? And I said, where are you? So I'm in Wales on a boat, and I said, "Can I boat?" So I looked up online. This looks great. You know, it's a floating studio, and he goes all around England. He says, "But this time I'll be docked in Wales if you want to come for it." And I was like, "Wales? How am I going to get to Wales?" So I said, "Well, I'll think about it." As soon as I hung up the phone rang and I answered. It was my best pal of mine. He went to school and everything years ago, and he's living over in England. Kevin, hadn't seen him in 15 years. This man's godfather, and he's driving the ambulances and stuff. I was thinking maybe you'll come over and give me a hand to do these flower boxes at the back, and I haven't seen you for years. And I said, just after phone me a fella, he said, Wales only 2 hours for me, come on. So I went away over, and we made a week out of it, and we went to Wales, and it was brilliant. Playing in this boat, and I actually got to play John Martin's guitar. You know, that was even class as well, because I never brought the guitar. And he says, "Here, play this one." John Martin, like, you know. So
nice one, hey, nice one. Good memories to have.
Great memories.
Headlining your own gig.
Headlining my own gig. That's still in the kind of pipe, you know. So that's going to happen.
It will happen.
It will happen.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I would be disappointed if it didn't happen, because I've said to yourself, and I've said it many a time, your music lies you. People, it touches heartstrings, it does, and your delivery, everything. You have the package for
Well, I
yourself.
know myself, you know, it will be a fantastic night. You know, if people come, and there's going to be songs to lift you up and knock you down and lift you back up again. There's going to be stories with every song. The boys that I'm hoping to get up there, they're great storytellers themselves. It could be a few guys sitting around with acoustic guitars and percussions, chatting the best and telling good stories through music and telling stories into the bargain. And it's just something for everybody.
You'll have to get us an invite down to that.
Definitely. You'll be there, 100%.
We're looking forward to that. Mickey, we're going to get another song after I take a break. But the next song you're going to do for me?
Do you know what? I'll go with the one I haven't released yet. It's the last one, and we just kind of cut it. And it's never stopped. So we'll go with that. It's going to be a bit of a more kind of...
I'm sure we'll have a chat about it after.
Aye.
Sheridan Security, now introducing zero-wire smart alarm systems. Zero wire, zero mess, and a real peace of mind. With a simple press of a button, your alarm can be set or unset, or download the free app and control it from your phone. Call us today on 074 912 6025 and get your alarm from €299. Stay local, stay safe, and protect what you value most with Sheridan Security Systems.
If you're tired and struggling to put a spring in your step, discover the power of Revive Active at your local Brennan's Pharmacy. Revive Active is an award-winning super supplement containing 26 active ingredients, including vitamin C, D and zinc, which support your immune system, all in one handy daily sachet. Made for busy, stressful lives, it's the convenient way to put back what life takes out. Enrich your life with Revive Active. In-store or online, click and collect from brennanspharmacy.com. we're here for you.
Inishowen Credit Union has recently launched Cultivate, an agricultural loan at only 6.55%, APR 6.75%. Call any of their 4 offices for more information or to make an appointment. Inishowen Credit Union, Buncrana, Carndonagh, Moville and Muff, supporting local farmers. Inishowen Credit Union is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Time for me never stands still. Searching my next fix, my next thrill. Never a dull day, never a break. Moving along, making my way. Like a sunset in the evening, I meet each day in a new light. Shake the dust from my worn out boots, saddle up, face what's inside. But oh, I have you in my thoughts. Yes, I have you in my heart. I keep searching for your lost love, whatever it takes, ever it takes. I'll never stop. Don't ask me where it is I'm going. I got rambling fever in the open road, taking me from this hidden darkness, lead me to the answers in the bright lights. But oh, I have you in my thoughts. Yes, I have you in my heart. I keep searching for your lost love, ever it takes, ever it takes. I'll never stop, never stop. Don't ask me where it is I'm going. I got rambling fever in the open road, taking me from this hidden darkness, lead me to the answers in the bright lights. But oh, I have you in my thoughts. Yes, I have you in my heart. I keep searching for your lost love, ever it takes, ever it takes. I'll never stop, never stop. Don't you ever stop. Never stop.
Yeah, brilliant. Mickey Duffy live in studio. Love it, absolutely love it. Mickey, as always, it's a pleasure having you up here, and every time you come up, there's a new song, which is great, you know.
Oh, loads more.
We really have you a name for the album yet? No.
Could be making changes.
Yes.
Be making changes. I'm kind of deciding with that name, making changes.
Very good.
That
Well,
could change.
I could change it, right? Come here. Continued success. The best of luck with the album. I know it's going to be an absolute cracker. Genuinely looking forward to the launch, and maybe seeing you playing around. You never know. Where are you next, or have you?
Well, at the minute, I've just, as I say, but want to get this album out the road, because then whenever I can go out, I can take it with me. You know, and I'll drop you boys up a copy and stuff.
Without
like
a doubt.
that, and,
We
you know, and
really look
definitely
forward to
keep
it.
us all informed of the
But
launch date and stuff.
as I said to you, you're an original, and you have what's needed, and it's going to be good. I really look forward. I look forward to Mickey Duffy live on stage.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you out there.
One night only.
One night. No, it'll be more than one night now.
No, I'm only joking. Mickey, thanks very much. A pleasure, George. Thank you
for all the support.
Oh, we enjoy.